It's now time to talk about Ireland. Joining us in studio, we've got Helen Fraser from Tourism Ireland to talk about, well, I think it's a thing that basically people who use the internet are going to be squealing with delight over. And it's Game of Thrones tours to Northern Ireland. I got to tell you, I'm very excited about this particular tour, as I think a lot of people. How does a tour based around a TV show come about?
It's actually just started. I think this is now as into the fourth season of Game of Thrones, and the previous 3 seasons have just been phenomenal for Northern Ireland. They've brought about a total of €78 million into the local economy, and that's not to mention tourism.
Right.
So it's now only that. That Northern Ireland is beginning to see, the magic of this Game of Thrones, and everyone is just intrigued. It's been such a success story that obviously people are going to come and want to see where it all happened, and the fact that it was in the beautiful Northern Ireland, it's a big plus, because it is one of the most beautiful places on earth. It's such a small area. If you think about the whole island of Ireland, there's 32 counties, and Northern Ireland comprises only 6 of those. So it's a very compact area, and it's got so much dramatic scenery, and all of that has been the mountains, lochs, the sea, dramatic, and of course a lot of ruins, a lot of history and heritage, and so it is a wonderful place to come to. Never mind the Game of Thrones, but this is an added thrust for people. And apparently, they say in the UK, even 1 in 10 tourists have come because of film locations, or that they want to see that. So Northern Ireland is actually capitalising on that and seeing that now this could be a big tourist attraction. And they are beginning to put signage where all the different places like Ballintoy Harbour.
Well, we've got a list here of some of the places. The Stormlands, Castle Winterfell, obviously, which is one of the major things. Yes. The forests north of Winterfell. You've got Dragonstone, which is where a lot of the scenes, a lot of the scenes happen on the beach. The Iron Islands are in Ireland.
Ballintoy Harbour. Then there's the Dark Hedges, and that's old gnarled.
And that's the King's Road, right?
King's Road, and then of course Castle Ward, which is Winterfell.
Right.
And there, you can go there and actually be dressed in the medieval costumes of the Game of Thrones and do your archery, and then have a lunch right from the Game of Thrones cookbook. There's a cookbook. Right. And there's also a big exhibition now in Belfast. There was one last year, and within one day, 12,500 tickets were sold out for the exhibition, just all on the Game of Thrones. And it's again this month in Belfast, and in 2 hours, 11,000 tickets were sold out for the exhibition.
Yeah, I can understand.
So that just shows you, and they say the merchandise is so popular. In the one exhibition last year, they had to sort of replenish stocks about every 4 hours.
Oh wow, okay. But I think it's what you say. It's that it's so many great scenes and so much memorable, unbelievable scenery is so close together and relatively easy to tour, I would guess. I mean, how long is your average kind of Game of Thrones tour?
Well, it can take a day. You go from Belfast, say, then you would go first to Ballycastle, and that's where Lady Caitlin Stark her home is there in Ballycastle, and then through the Dark Hedges, the King's Road, then up to Cushendun Cave, where Melisandre gave birth to the Shadow Baby, then up to Ballintoy Harbour, which is the Iron Isle. So that's one. And then you're right there for the Giant's Causeway, of course. That's a UNESCO National Heritage Site. And although it's not used in the Game of Thrones, that's a place that most people would want to see. It's an amazing phenomenon of 40,000 stone columns, all in this formation.
That's it. You can add this onto a separate Irish holiday easily, because it is relatively short. Yeah,
it is, and even the way up through the places that I've just spoke about, like Ballycastle. I mean, you're going up this is a famous coastal road. It's called the Causeway Coastal Road, and the Antrim Glens are on the left-hand side. There's 9 glens of Antrim, and they're just all these magnificent sort of mountain type, all waterfalls and pristine natural wonders just on that one drive, apart from the Game of Thrones thing. So the scenery and then of course sometimes the weather plays a part. It's very gives that dramatic sort of
Yes, I saw an interview with Nikolai Coster-Waldau, who plays one of the characters, Jamie, in it, and he was saying one of the things about Ireland is just its weather provides so much character. He says they never had to make extra mud. They never had to. So
it was already made.
It was all there waiting,
Yeah, and apart from the Game of Thrones, you know, I don't know if people or your listeners would realise that also the Narnia Chronicles were inspired by C.S. Lewis, and it was all about Northern Ireland as well. That was the Mountains of Mourne area. And so there's a lot of things that you can see with regard to Narnia Chronicles. So apart from the Game of Thrones, there are other, and then of course the from Northern Ireland, we've got the famous some of the music, a lot of famous musicians, and so there's a lot going on in Northern Ireland, and it is just a small corner of the whole island of Ireland. And I think maybe it's worthwhile your listeners, if they want to extend their tour, then they can also do the rest of the island of Ireland, which is the other 26
which has
counties.
So
and you
much
could go on
going
and on
for it,
for that. And even then the ones that maybe want to just do the Republic of Ireland, South African passport holders don't need a visa for the Republic of Ireland, which is a big thing. So I think I just have to get that in for Tourism Ireland, because it's the Game of Thrones is a huge thing for Northern Ireland, but you can do a whole lovely round trip of the whole island of Ireland, and there's just so.
And
so much.
who should people contact if they want to book these Game of Thrones tours? Is there somebody in South Africa specifically? I thought Holiday Tours was perhaps doing it.
There's a lot of different tour operators. I mean, we are the tourist board, but there's Thompson's Tours, Holiday Tours, Travel Vision. So if people want to book and they want to know more about it, they can come through to us, and we can't book for them, but we can point them in the right direction.
Okay, do you have a website with the information, perhaps?
Yes, it's very easy. It's Ireland.com.
Oh, Ireland.com, there you are. That's relatively...
all our local information is there.
Right, well, there you are. Thank you very much for coming in, Helen. Appreciate it.